Hey everybody, I'm hoping that my phone stays where it's at, so I ain't actually holding it today. Maybe it won't fall over and we won't have to actually do this again, and I can do like I always say and always talk to you live. I don't see any sense of doing something over and over until you get it just right. That's not real. You know, and I've always want to be truthful and want to be real. I'm no politician. I've always been leery of politicians and lawyers and used car salesmen because they've always been able to look you right in the eyes, tell you what you want to hear, and then turn around and do the exact opposite. I've done construction my entire life. The last couple of years I've actually injured myself. I ain't been able to work the way I used to. And it's been a tough few years. But you know, life goes on. We find the courage and the strength to go on. I hurt every day, but that doesn't matter. I've had my struggles, and I was lucky enough to make it through. Yesterday was a very sad day for America. Our Congress voted that ACA, the new improved 2.0 Trump care, through with a yes vote. And a lot of them even admitted to not even reading it. Said it was real thick, it was so big that they couldn't get it read, that they had their staff read it and everything else. And that's fine, but your staff isn't voting. You're the one that's voting. You should be reading it. What else are you doing? I understand you have obligations, but if something is this important, should you not read it? Should you not understand it? And if you don't understand a part of it, find someone that does and have them explain it to you. I mean, I can't see anything good about taking away from people that has preconditions, taking away from the elderly, taking away from maternity and newborns, taken away from lab work in the future of medicine and the discoveries and breakthroughs in medicine that we have. You know, taken away from the mental health problems and the substance abuse problems that we have and the help that we can give those people. Because it is a disease. There's a lot of people out there that have emotional trauma through growing up or just isn't wired quite right. And they need help. They can't have a normal job. If they could, they wouldn't need the help. But we start taking away from stuff that's needed, and that doesn't help anyone. You treat people the way you want to be treated. At the end of the day, all you have is your word. You're no better than that. Our founding fathers were very, very smart. They were smart enough to say, if you want to be a member of Congress, if you want to make the laws of this land and uphold the true values and the way we feel, you have to have lived in America for 7 years, and you have to be 25 years old, and you have to live where you're represented. And what that does is it says it doesn't matter if you're poor or rich, or young or old, if you're white, black, pink, purple, or polka dotted. It doesn't matter. That everyone has a chance. You know, we have a representative that goes around saying he represents the poor people of Alabama. Our district, 75% of us is below the poverty level. I'm one of them. I was born poor, I'll die poor. But I'll die happy. I treat people the way that I want to be treated. I've forgiven all the people that I've needed to forgive, and a lot of times I've forgiven myself, and that weight is off of me. I know that if I was to walk out and get hit by a truck tomorrow, that my last week was pretty good. But we live in this world full of fears. We live in this world worrying about whether we're going to get paid on Friday or the light's still going to be on Monday. You know, our representative's never experienced that. He's never experienced whether there's food in the fridge or not. You know, I've got shoes with holes in them. I didn't go and buy them with holes in them. I earned the holes in my shoes, just like a lot of you have. I guarantee our representative has. All I'm saying is if somebody's representing me or a group of people like me, I'd like them to at least have walked a mile in our shoes. Because when it comes down to it, that's who's going to fight for you. That's who's going to care about you. And there's some representatives that's going to say, hey, I voted no on it. And that's great. That's wonderful. But that ain't all you could have done. Something this powerful and this important, yes, not only should you vote no, but you should go to everybody you have and tell them you should vote no. And this is why I'm voting no and why you should vote no. Do you not agree? And explain to them why you're voting no. And you should go to everyone. And if you don't have any friends that you can go to, that just tells me you're not a people person and you don't need to be there to begin with. Now, I'm not exactly sure, honestly. I haven't checked out to see if Robert Adderholt from Alabama District 4 voted yes or no yesterday. More than likely he voted yes because he said Trump promised him that poor people can't afford $14,000 a year for insurance and he'll take care of the poor people. Well, Mr. President, no offense, you made a lot of promises you can't keep or you haven't kept. Can I at least have that in writing? If Adderholt voted no, like I said, that's wonderful. But there's no way that should have passed yesterday. The fact it did only tells me that our Congress is scared. They're afraid they're about to be replaced, which they are. And they're trying to say, hey, look, we did something. We passed something. And then they went home and left it to the Senate. And all I can do is hope and pray that our Senate is smart enough to not pass it. Because it's not going to help. Obamacare has its flaws. But you don't strip it away. You fix the flaws. You add to, you take away. You don't completely cut out and replace it with something that's not going to help or be any better. I'm MB Wain. I hope you have a great day. And I hope we all have a better tomorrow. Thank you and God bless you. Later, y'all.